Hi. Every banking job aspirant understands the importance of DI, data interpretation. So it's really important. It's important for your prelims, for mains, everywhere. You can still manage prelims without knowing much DI, but mains would be really tough to crack if you are not good at DI. So it's really important. DI comes in many types. So the questions can be calculation intensive. I'm talking about the tough mains kind of questions. It can be topic based. It can be a mixed bag. It can be logical. It can be, in the kind of a in the type of a small puzzle hidden in data interpretation, and all such types do exist. The type that troubles many people, most people, would be those logical DI questions, which are not exactly the type in which you have the calculation and start solving it and you're done. No, you have to use your brain, you have to apply yourself, you have to crack those small things first and then go on to that calculation part. So I'm doing one such set today. It's not very difficult, it's quite manageable. I've taken this from the free test of Olive Board's IBPS PO mains. If you understand it, I'm telling you, you will feel a lot confident handling any such sets in future. We have done many such sets here, DI sets, on this channel. I'll share a playlist here in the description, which you can go through to understand all such things. We have done many such DI sets here. We do have our paid programs as well. If you are interested in that, you can find them here in the description box. The link to that. You can go for a free trial also before enrolling in the programs. Let me show you the set first. I would request you to attempt this set on your own first. Give it 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever you think is fair. Try to do this set on your own first, because if you do that, then only you would be able to understand and appreciate how good the question was. At times, solution would look easy and also I'll be able to manage that. No, it doesn't work like that. Attempt it first, will not take much time, and then look at the solution. Do it with all sincerity, all your heart. Try and crack it. Do it as if it's an actual exam, and then you would enjoy doing the set, right? I'm sharing this set here with you. It's a very, very good question. This is the set. It's followed by just 3 questions. So what I'm doing here is, this is the data. I'm showing you 3 questions as well. You can pause the video, you can attempt it, and this is how it goes. This is question number 1. This is question number 2. This is question number 3. So these are the 3 questions. You have got the data, you've got the questions. I would want you to give it a really sincere attempt here and try and do it. You will feel very, very good once you crack it on your own. Otherwise also, there is no problem. I'll explain the solution in detail. It will be a simple solution. Don't worry about that. But it's an important type. I would want you to know this type if you are serious about cracking the banking exams this year. Let's go ahead. Let's try and do it. Pause the video. Attempt the set. Do it. Restart the video after you are done trying. Could you do it? No worries. If you could not do it, no problem. I'll explain this. Let me just first remove this question from here and explain the data to you. Before cracking any DI set, you just need to first understand the data, try and tabulate it or put it in some form in which you can answer the questions, and then proceed and answer the questions. This is a standard format. So I'll just quickly look at the data first and try and see what's written here. So it's simple things here. 4 friends A, B, C, D, they played a game in which they collected numbered blocks from a bag. Simple data, they were total of 30 blocks. So 30 blocks marked from 21 to 50. First piece of data, 21 to 50. These are 30 numbered blocks. Some rules given for the game. Total of 3 rounds in the game. 1, 2, 3. Simple data. 1, 2, 3. It will go like this. In each round, only 3 players would get a chance to collect the block. So as you can see that there are 4 players A, B, C, D, but in every round 1, 2 and 3, only 3 players would participate. They would get a chance to pick some blocks. It is also simple. And the number of blocks to be collected by first, second and third players for 5, 3 and 2. What does that mean? That in round 1, first player comes 5 blocks, he picks. Second player comes 3 blocks, 2 blocks. Likewise 5, 3, 2, 5, 3, 2. It goes like this. So 5, 3, 2, 10, 10. So here 10 blocks, 10 blocks, 10 blocks. You can see all 30 blocks would be exhausted like this. So this is all simple data, rules and everything. And then it's given specifically for rounds here. So round 1, some condition given, first player was B. So first player was B would be that it means that B would pick 5 blocks, right? It would go like this. And then condition given, second player does this. So likewise it goes for round 1, round 2, round 3. And finally, it's given here, no player collected more than 10 blocks. It's okay. And after collecting all the blocks, each of them was rewarded with an amount in rupees equal to the sum of the numbers written on the blocks they collected. So it is all simple. They would get an amount that is equal to the numbers that are written on their blocks. So if somebody collects, let's say numbers, blocks on which the sum of the numbers is 35. So the person gets 35 rupees. Just an example like that. So it would be like that. So there is nothing much in the data here, all given for round 1, 2, 3 separately. What I would suggest here is that you make something like this. I mean, when you start with a question like this, let me just erase this first. Fine. Make something like this. What is this for? This is, let's say, round 1, this is round 2, and this is round 3, right? Now, what is this intended for? You can understand this is round 1, first player here, second player, third player. So what I do here would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Likewise, it would continue. So it will be written for all the 3 rounds for all 3 players. We do not know who the players are. We do not know the what order they come. All this is written here. What we know is that we'll put 5 numbers here because this is the first player, second player. We do not have to write this. So if you want, you can just write it like this as well. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3. But I would suggest don't write this because this is for your understanding only. No, you will not mess this up. You will not say that this is 2, this is 3. You can see that while you're making a table, you're also allocating the space accordingly. Can you see that? So this is bigger one for 5, for 3, for 2. The way it's written. First player 5, second player 3, third player 2. So I would just not write anything like this here. Right? It goes like this. So let's just first go to the this first round, which is round 1 here. The first player was B. So what I'll do is round 1, first player B. Whatever is written, just write it quickly. So first player B, who collected only prime number blocks but not 37. So here there will be many prime numbers. So we will not write this here. The second player collected all the blocks with perfect squares. Perfect squares would be simple to write. We can write that. But before that, I would suggest doing something here. In any such question, just write all the numbers quickly, very, very quickly. So they are from 21 to 50. So 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, simple, 31, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. It will take a minute, but it's worth the effort. It's a mains kind of question, so you will have some time to do this. This will ensure that you do not make a stupid mistake, a silly error while attempting the question. It will not take much time, right? Now, why have I done this? If you look at this, for example, you look at this second condition. The second player collected all the blocks with perfect squares. Now you know that 4 square is 16. So here the first perfect square would be 25. The second one would be 36 6 square, and the third one would be 7 square 49. 8 square would be bigger than 50. So they just 3 perfect squares. So things like that, this is like manageable. But in some of the conditions, and like for example, you're talking about prime numbers here. If it's written in front of you, it becomes much more manageable. So I would suggest that when something like this comes, you write the numbers. Had it written, had the question said numbers from 1 to 200, I would not have written all 200 numbers. But 30 numbers, conditions given, mains kind of question, I do not want to make a silly mistake. I would write them down. It makes the job easier. I'll just show that to you. Right. So what would we do here? Let's just write this thing. Second player collected all the blocks. There are perfect squares. So which are the perfect squares? I will keep crossing the numbers from here. 25, 36, 49. They are all gone. So this is the second player. We do not know the name of the player, but what I will do here is that I will write 25, 36 and 49 here. You understand? 25, 36, 49. I have just left this first condition like that because there are more prime numbers here, more than 5. It looks like that. We'll come back to it later. Neither C nor D was the second player. C did not receive any blocks in this round. Now it's very clear C, D was not the second player. B is here. So who is the second player? It has to be A. C, D was not the second player. B is already the first player. So it has to be A. If this is A, let's just write A here. Good. And it's also written C did not receive any blocks in this round. B is here. A is here. Then who is the third player? Has to be D. So we can write D also. Right. Is it okay till here? What is written further? The third player collected blocks having multiples of 24. So third player we know would have just 2 blocks, and it says multiples of 24. So how many multiples of 24 are there in this? Even if we had not written this, we would have known this 24 and double of 24. This is 24 here and double of 24, which is 48. So what we can do is remove this 24 and 48 from here, and we can write them here, 24 and 48. You may feel like this is not really required, but as we move forward, you will understand the importance of making this chart here, chart kind of structure here. So you can actually devote it some time and make it. Let's come back to this place. Round 2 now. Round 2 says see the second player. Now whenever you see something, just write it down. See the second player. Round 2, see second player. So the moment I look at it, I'll just write it here. See the second player. See the second player collected the highest prime number block. Highest prime number among all these numbers. Which is the highest prime number? 50, 49, 48. They're not prime. It's 47. So see the second player collected the highest prime number block. The moment I look at it, I'll just write 47 here and I'll cancel 47 from here. So this becomes 47, right? And we'll go back to this, the highest prime number block, and the blocks having even multiples of 11. So multiples of 11 would be 11, then 22, then 33, 22, 33, 44, but it says even multiples of 11. So even multiples of 11 would be 22, not 33, but 44. So 22 and 44 are even multiples of 11 that fall in this range from 21 to 50. You cannot take numbers outside, right? You cannot take a 55 like that. So 22 and 44, what would we do? 47 is already there. So we'll write 22 and 44 as well. So it's 3 now. See, second player, these are 3 numbers. What it has also done is that it has reduced the number of prime numbers here in this chart of 30, because numbers reducing. So 47 is already gone, highest prime number. Blocks having in multiples, this is done. B collected blocks having consecutive multiples of 5. B collected blocks having consecutive multiples of 5. And what else is written? The difference between the marked numbers on the blocks collected by A, who was the third player. So B is there and A is also there, and A it says is the third player. So we can quickly just write A first here. So A is the third player, and you know that B is also there. B is there, no? B collected blocks. So B collected something. So B is a player. Where can B be accommodated? A is here, C is here. Only place left for B is here. So we can just write B here. And it also makes sense because it says B collected blocks having consecutive multiples of 5. So where do you find multiples of 5 here? 5 into 5, 25. 5 into 6, 30. 5 into 7, 35. These are multiples. I mean, if you have written it in a structured manner like this, multiples of 5 would be here. These are the 3 multiples, 25, 35, 45. These are the 3 multiples. Look at the pointer, 30, 40, 50. So you do not have to think. You can think it's like very, very clearly visible in front of you. That's the utility of making a structure like this. I told you it's important. So when you have this right in front of you, you can clearly see. You would know 25, 30, 35, 40. I understand. But when it's there in front of you written like that, it becomes easier. You can see the difference. Right. So now you can see that this is for multiples 5, consecutive multiples 5. 25 is already gone. So what are the numbers? 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. These are the numbers. You can just write them here. So let me just write them down here. So we'll start with 30, 35, 40, 45 and 50. And what we'll do from here, we'll just cancel all of this. And this is also gone. Right. Now can we come back to this first one, this first condition. The first player was B, who collected only prime number blocks but not 37. So prime numbers, if you look at the prime numbers now, how many are there? Let's just quickly have a look. 23, that's there. Then where do you find a prime number? 29, these are 2. Then 31, 23, 29, 31. Then where's the prime number? 37 says 37 is not in this list. So we have just got 3 till now. Then all these are cancelled, and then 41 and 43. Now did you understand? They just 5 prime numbers left here. So I'll just cancel them very quickly. 23, then we straight away go to 29, then 31, 41 and 43. We have skipped this 37 because it's written here, who collected only prime number blocks but not 37. So 37 you cannot include, and there is no other prime number. So just 5 left. So I'm just writing them down here very quickly now. This is 23, 29, 31, 41 and 43. So we have eliminated them from here, and now you've got very few numbers in the table. Now let's look at the conditions here. What is given for this guy A? The difference between the marked numbers on the blocks collected by A. Now we know that A would have 2 blocks only. Who was the third pair? Was 10. So A would have 2 numbers, 2 blocks, 2 numbers would come here, look at the pointer, and the difference would be 10. What's also given is A collected blocks with odd numbers only. So we've got 2 odd numbers with a difference of 10. You got the point? We've got 2 odd numbers with a difference of 10. Now when something like this is given and you have got that chart in front of you, it becomes a lot easier. I'll show you. You know that the difference of 10 would appear like this. For example, if you look at this, it will be difference of 10, it will be difference of 10, this would be difference of 10, this would be difference of 10. Now this cannot be a difference of 10, 26, 35, 27, 36, 28. No, difference of 10 would appear like this. And what you know is that it's 2 odd numbers. Can you imagine how simple this is? Where do you have to check? This row. Difference of 10, does it appear? No. Where can you find difference 10? 21, 31, 31, 41. Not possible because 31, 41 gone. Here, not possible. Look at this. All 3 odd gone. Here, possible. Where possible? 27 and 37. Here, 29, 39 not possible. 39, 49 not possible. You get the point. So 27, 37 is the only possibility when you can find 2 odd numbers with a difference of 10. And that is the use of tabulating it, right? I'll just cancel them from here and write them here. Now this is something which you will understand only if you tried doing it by yourself. Otherwise you'll feel like it's very simple. You found it like that. This is the step where most people would struggle. You will go back to, go to the third round first and you'll come back here. You can do it like that as well. But this is very, very obvious. But this becomes obvious only when you have plotted the data neatly. It pays. I always emphasize on the importance of minimizing the paperwork. That's important. But you have to write some stuff and write it really neatly, especially in lengthier questions like puzzles, difficult puzzles, data interpretation questions, in which it helps you visualize the whole thing, in which you can avoid silly mistakes, stupid mistakes by plotting the data neatly. So this is one such condition. So you could very, very easily zero in on these 2 numbers 27, 37, which are odd and which do have a difference of 10 by looking at these columns. This column not possible, this column yes 27, 37, this column not possible. Nothing is left in this column 25, 35, 45. Had you not plotted this data, you would not have been able to see this that easily. This column not possible, this column not possible. Where was it? Just this one 27, 37. All right, let's go ahead. What's left now? Round 3. Okay, blocks collected by the first player only had even numbers less than 42. Even numbers less than 42. So there are very limited even numbers less than 42 left. 26, 28. These are 2, 32, 34 and 38. In fact, there are precisely 5 left. So I'll just cancel them from here. 26, 28 and then 32, 34, 38. So this is here. We still do not know who this person is. So I'll just write it like this. 26, 28, 32, 34, 38, right? And we still do not know who the person is. Let's go back to this data now. A was the third player. So this is the third player A, right? And he collected blocks with even numbers only. So we can fill this up as well. So 2 blocks, even numbers only. If you look at this, what is left? 21 left, 33 left, not even, 39 left, not even. So this obviously would come here. Let's just write it down also. 21 and then 33 and 39. 21, 33, 39, right? And what is left here? 42. This is even. 46. So this is the condition satisfied. A was the third player and he collected blocks with even numbers only. Which 2 even numbers are left? Just 2, 42 and 46. So it comes here. This becomes 42 and this becomes 46. 2 numbers 42, 46. And here also we know this data now. 21, 33, 39. What is left is to see which are these 2 people for player 1 and player 2. These 2 places. Is something given here? A was the third player? No, nothing is given. But now we know no player collected more than 10 blocks. So if you look at B, B got 5 here, round 1, 5 here, round 1. So B is gone, exhausted, already collected 10 blocks. So this guy can be one among C, D, and the other one would be. So this is C, this becomes D. If this is D, this becomes C. Is there any other condition that's given here? No. What that means is that in some questions it does happen. You cannot figure out who the first player or the second player is in round 3. So you will just write it like that, /C/D, D/C. It works like that, and this happens in many DI equations and puzzles. So don't think that you would always necessarily get the exact person. So I'll just put it like that. This is C/D and this is D/C. So this is we don't know. This can be C or D, and if this is C, this becomes D. If this is D, this becomes C. This is your complete solution. And now the stuff. It says after collecting all the blocks, each of them was divided with an amount equal to the sum of the numbers written in the blocks. What does that mean? So for B, the amount would be the sum of these numbers and these numbers. We got 10 blocks like that. So we've got everything here. Let's look at the questions. 3 questions. If you've done them, wonderful. But after that, the questions should not be too difficult. Let me show you the questions and let me erase some of this data which is not really required. So this data is not required. Let me just erase all of it. So here comes the first question. So this is the first question. Let's read it. If A gives all the odd numbered blocks collected by him to D and collects all even numbered blocks from D, then A will now have total of how many blocks? What should come in place of the given blank? Now the answer options are given in this form: 10, 15, 8, either this or this. Why is it like that? Because you know from your table that the blocks of D are not fixed. D can be these 5 in round 3. Fine. D is certain about 24, 48. D is not there in round 2. Round 1, D is certain about 24, 48. We are certain about D getting 24, 48. But if you look at round 3, D can be either these 5 or these 3. They are very different. Let's just talk about A first. A gives all odd numbered blocks collected by him to D. So A, where is A? If you look at this, I'll not write this down, just look at this. What does it say? A gives all the odd numbered blocks collected by him to D. A does have how many blocks? This is 1, 2, 3. Look at this, look at the pointer. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2. So A collected 7 in all. So if we talk about A started with 7. What is A doing now? A gives all odd numbered blocks collected by him to D. Let's just first do this operation quickly. Odd numbered blocks. Where are the odd numbered blocks? 25. A gives 25. A gives 49. 25, 49, then 27, then 37. So 25, I'm not marking them. 25, 49, 27, or if you want, you can just mark them quickly. No problem. Let me just. So 25, 49, 27, 37. These four are odd numbers. So they would be gone from A. What would come to A and collects all even numbered blocks from D? If you talk about that, so D is here. It's not there in round 2. Then D is here in round 3. So 24, 48 would definitely come to A because 24, 48 both are even. It collects all even numbered blocks from D. So they would come. So this is gone. This is gone. So can I say plus 2? So till this stage, we have completed round 1 for D. D is not there in round 2, and then we have come here. Till this stage, it is 7 minus 4 plus 2. But this is still left. Now there are two cases. First, let us assume that in round 3, D is the first player. If D is the first player, all these 5 are even. 26, 28, 32, 34, 38. No, these are all even. So in that case, it would be plus 5. And what would be the answer? 7 minus 4, this would be 3 plus 2, 5 plus 5, 10. So 10 is definitely a possibility, but it's not certain. It's definitely a possibility. We have got 10 when we have assumed that D is here. 26, 28, 32, 34, 38. But that's just one condition. I told you it's a tricky one. There are two conditions. You might feel as if you did not get the answer in the first go when you started tabulating it. But yes, you do get questions like this, and that's the reason why it's a very good question. So it's right. There is no problem with that. If we assume that D is here, player 1 in round 3, then A after this condition ends up at 10 blocks. Fine. A will now have a total of how many blocks? 10 blocks. But this was under the assumption that D is the first player here. Now this is not the only case. What I'll do is, we know for sure that this is one of the options. 10. Fine. So answer option cannot be something like this. This cannot be the answer. This cannot be the answer. Only 2, only 3, only 1 can be the answer. But yes, we have to proceed further first. So what I'll do now is that I'll just move this and take this other case in which we are assuming that D is player 2. So D has got 21, 33 and 39. Now if D has got 21, 33 and 39 and A collects even numbered blocks from D, so what would A collect? Just these two, 24, 48, which is already written in this 2, and this 5 here, which were these 5, would reduce to 0. So what I'll do is I'll just remove this and make it 0. I've made 0 just to make you understand, and this becomes 5. Ideally I should not have written this. I have written this 0 so that the explanation is clear. So it goes like this. A had 7 initially, and which 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then A loses 4. Which 4? These odd numbered, 25, 49, 27, 37. He gives all these odd numbered blocks to D. So 7 minus 4. Then collects all even numbered blocks from D. Which are the even numbered blocks of D? These round 1 blocks. Third player was D, 24, 48. They come back to A. So that is this plus 2. Now depending upon what we take this final thing is round 3 as, if D is these 5, then all these 5 would come to A. So it will become 7 minus 4 plus 2 plus 5, which was 10, which I showed to you earlier. But if we assume that this second player was D with 21, 33 and 39, none of these 3 numbers is even. So nothing comes back to A in this case. So it will be 7 minus 4, these odd gone, plus 2 with 24, 48 coming back to A, and 0 comes because 21, 33, 39, all 3 are odd. And the sum would be 7 minus 4 plus 2, which would be 5. So both of them are possible. 10 is possible and this 5 is also possible. So 1 and 2 here, this 1 and 2 both are possible. So what would be the answer in this case? Either 1 or 2, either 10 or 5, and answer would become option A. It's a very good question. It's a very good question. It's a very good set, and this question also is very good because it makes use of the fact that we cannot tabulate the entire thing. We are still stuck at the last step, last stage, wherein we cannot figure out who the first and the second players were exactly, precisely in round 3 of this game, and that is the beauty of this question. So very good question. Let us see the next 2 questions as well now. That's the second question on screen now. It's a relatively simple one, just some calculation, very basic calculation. If the person who had collected the highest number of blocks rewarded with the amount of rupees 3p plus 2q, where p is the sum of all the numbers in the even numbered blocks collected by him and q is the sum of all the numbers in the odd numbered blocks collected by him, simple data, then calculate the total amount received by him. First of all, who is this person? Highest number of blocks, it's very obvious from here, 5, 5. I mean, if you look at this, there were 30 blocks in all. B has got 5 here, round 1, B has got 5 here, round 2, and that is the reason we have not consider B in round 3, if you remember, while we are tabulating this data, right? So B is at 10, nobody can cross 10, so B is the highest one. Everybody else is at a lower number, A, C, D, you know that, right? So this is the person B we are talking about. If we talk about this question, we are talking about B here. It says P is the sum of all the numbers in the even numbered blocks. Which are the even numbered blocks for B? Even numbered, all these are odd, and even numbered 30, 40, 50. So this is simple only. Even sum is simple, 30, 40, 50. You can see this here, 30 plus 40 plus 50. So P is this. 30 plus 40 plus 50, I'll write it directly, that's 120. What is Q now? Let's come back to this. Q is the sum of all the numbers in the odd numbered blocks collected by him. Him means B. So this is odd numbered. Which are the odd numbered blocks for B? 23, 29, 31, 41, 43, and this 35 and 45. Not much calculation. This is 80, and you add this up. So how much? 43, 41, 31. This will give you 247. Yeah. Good, like this. And what's the amount then in that case? 3p plus 2q. I'll just write it like this only. Into 3. This is into 2. This is how much? This gives you 360 plus 494. which is how much, which is 854, so rupees 854, which is option A. So yes, it did have some calculations, very basic calculation, will not take you more than half a minute, 30-40 seconds, just that. I told you, some logic, some calculation, some questions you might find a little more calculation, but yes, it's always very, very manageable. So yes, we have done that. Let me go to the third question of this set now. That's the third question on screen now. What does it say? In all three rounds together, if the number of blocks collected by A was more than the number of blocks collected by C. We already know the number of blocks collected by A. So this was 3 here, 2 here, 2 here. So A is at 7. We already know that, right? We have made use of this earlier, right? What is the number of blocks collected by C? C is not there in round 1. C is here. So 3, that's fixed. And it can be either this 5 or this 3. But it says was more here. So it means that we are talking about the case in which C collects here. C is the second player in round 3, not the first one. Because if we take C as the first player, it will be 5 and this is 3. 5 plus 3, 8. A is at 7. It will not work. So the case we take would be when C is here. I will write it separately. So this becomes D and this becomes C. Player 1 in round 3 becomes D and player 2 in round 3 becomes C. Then in that case, it would be 3 plus 3, 6. It would be like this, C6. In this question, for this particular data given here in question number 3, A would be at 7, C would be at 6 and condition satisfied. What is asking us to find? Find the sum of the numbers in the blocks collected by A and C together in round 3. A and C together. So where is A? A is here 42, 46 and C is here 21, 33, 39. So it's just the sum 21, 33, 39, 42, 46. Sum of these 5. What is the sum? It will be 181. So this is option B. We get our answer and we could do all 3 questions quite easily after that. We did not have much trouble doing the question. You would have seen that, right? So what is most important in these questions? You should, first look at them. Do not panic. Do not think it's something new. I know times for distance, time and work, trains, boats, but what is this? No, don't think like that. It's a logical DI question, much like a puzzle. You would have seen that. It's okay. It comes in all these exams. It comes in CAT and all. You can practice from there as well, right? They're not difficult. It's just that they're a little different. The situation might be a little different. But how do you master them? By doing more and more such questions. That is the key to it. Now you have understood that you can do it without much knowledge of any subject. What did we do here? Any higher level algebra, any calculus, any higher level concept? No, nothing. What did we do? We just applied ourselves, used our brain and then done easily. I explained every step in detail and that's the reason I was a little slow. But if you try doing it on your own now, and I would strongly recommend doing that. Take a half an hour break. Try doing this set on your own. Just tabulate the whole thing and try answering it. And you would realize that you can do it pretty quickly once you understand how to proceed in questions like that. So practice more and more such questions. Take a test series, practice these kind of questions and it would definitely help you. You would get better at anything just by dealing with it, trying to deal with it, by doing more and more and more. That is the thing. Just first know how to attempt such questions and then practice more and more. That's the key. We've done many such sets on this channel. So I'll just share the link of it here in description. Just go through it and you'll get better at the subject. I'll see you again soon with another such session. Goodbye. Keep working hard. All the best.